package in the mail, MSX games from Japan. Collecting without fail those shoot 'em ups, and that's the plan. He doesn't just collect them, he also codes them too. Join us and we'll go on electric adventures with you.
Hey YouTube, Electric Adventures here with my monthly update for March 2023. As you can see, I'm wearing my first pickup. This is actually something that my wife got me for Christmas. It only just arrived the other day, which is good because it's been summer and I've had no need for an over jacket like this. So this is McFly, or one of the recently released products for the Back to the Future series. I'll just take it off so I can show you the back. As I said, it's not cold at the moment, so it's not really suitable wearing material, but it's got Back to the Future on the back, and it's really good quality. Will be nice and warm when it does get cold, and it does get cold here, but it never. We are fair way down, but it never gets below freezing though, unlike other places around the world. So another apparel pickup there. Now we've got a couple other pickups as well. I've got a couple more Switch games. One that I've been looking for a little while. Couldn't find it in any of the local shops and really wanted it. I thought about getting it for my PS5, but I thought, well, these type of games, probably I play them more if I got them on the Switch. So I found a copy of Atari 50. And I've started to play some of the games, reading the stories and everything like that, because it's got the interactive story you can work through, and I've been quite enjoying playing some of those. I haven't played everything on it yet though, but I will. That's the good thing about the Switch is I can carry it around with me when we go various places and continue to play games. And another one I picked up because I really like this game on the GameCube. And I haven't played it for a very long time, so I'm actually really looking forward to replaying it. I've only really just popped it in, downloaded, it's installed itself, and I've just watched the opening sequence, so I'm looking forward to play it. It's none other than Metroid Prime Remastered, and I've heard some really good things. I mean, so far the graphics are brilliant, the controls feel really intuitive, and as I said, for only a quick, probably about half an hour, just have a bit of a play, I was enjoying myself straight away. So that'll be my focus in the next week or so, is to play that, and probably more, and give it some more time. Now some other little pickups. I could jump around here from, shall we say, my third daughter's boyfriend. I didn't realise it was double-sided. He used to work at the local picture theatres. So, just want to look at this. I'm very good, and he gave me this theatre poster for Blade Runner 2049. Oh, sorry, I can't tell whether I'm showing you that properly. Huge poster, and when I show you a bit more of that, that's really good. I really liked Blade Runner, and I actually really like Blade Runner 2049. It wasn't everybody's cup of tea, but I definitely did enjoy it myself. And as I gradually do up the shelves in the game room and everything like that, and I'm going to redo the posters. The only posters I have are over on this side. It depends how much wall space, and that's quite a tall poster, but I'll find some place to put that one and probably put it in a frame. So another random item, which, as I upgrade a few more things in here, and I have started to do some live streams and ad hoc things. I need to find a particular time slot when that works more for me. But my friend Aaron, I don't know, he found this somewhere, and it's an audio mixer, so you can mix and adjust your levels, using this control rather than having to muck around with the computer. And we have thought of, we used to do a press play on tape podcast, which was Aaron's creation, and we have thought of doing another one at some stage. We're just waiting for lives to calm down a little bit so we can commit to a regular time. But that equipment will come in handy. Also cleaning up inside the house, and we found some more boxes, and I found a box that had a whole heap of magazines in it. Had some Australian person computers that were not in the 80s, they were in like the 90s. I've actually put them on the local Gumtree to give away to people. I'm not really into keeping stuff from that era because I've got enough things to collect, but I found these older things in here. Now, probably one of the oldest items is this, How to Beat Space Invaders. And I thought that was very, very cool. Back in the day, I thought Space Invaders was the absolute fantastic thing to, addition to the universe. I would play it anywhere I could get my hands on it. And there weren't that many machines around, but I had to master it. So, of course, young me would definitely be interested in this. I can't put a date on it because there's no date inside this publication whatsoever. I'll give you a bit of a show. It's got quite a bit of interesting content in there. So we've got a Williams multi-bore firepower ad in there. I've actually played that. That's quite good. It just has a bit of introduction about Space Invaders. There's this really good shot there as well. Different cabinets and people playing it. And just a bit of history of the game, and a little bit about the Atari take-home Space Invaders, which I used to ride to my friend's place to play, sci-fi origins, and then we get into the actual how to play. So it's got different strategy element things you can try and everything like that. So actually a really good little guide. I'm actually very pleased that I found that, and it's in really good condition. So also, and I'm not going to flick through these, but I just want to show you what they were. Byte magazine was very expensive, so I only picked up the occasional issue when I could afford it. So I don't think I've got these in any particular order. I think I'm going to go from newest to oldest. So I have one from 1991. We're starting to get into the more, PC ATs and portable machines. And that's a really thick issue. And that was $5.95 from my local newsagent. So going back in time, we're going all the way back to April 1987. So 286s and 386s. So that one, must have been a bit later. And it was $8.60. So that was a lot of money back then to put into a magazine. I probably bought this because of the Macintosh. And I know why I bought this one. So this was $7.95. This is March 1986. And we have the Atari ST on the cover. Now back in this era, I'll see if I can randomly, I had ads and I used to love flicking through these. There is so much content in these. This one doesn't seem to have any listings, but some of the really early ones had listings, which I used to like to convert to my various computers. But obviously 1986, I was looking at the 16-bit era. Don't have any bytes older than that in that pile, but I also found some Compute magazines. So this is September 1983, so we are definitely a lot older here. And these ones do have listings, including assembly code listings in them. So this is where I learnt a lot of assembly language and get various ways of doing various programs for other systems, because usually they didn't have listings for my own system, and converting them. So a bit of 1983 nostalgia. Now October 1983. We have lots of listings and things like that in that one. Looks pretty cool. These are pretty big. These are almost as thick as the Byte magazine. It was a lot cheaper, only $4.60, so half the price of Byte magazine almost. January 1984. So we have an IBM PC on the front there. So we've started to change a little bit. It's got a little thinner, but we do have stuff for the VIC, the 64, and the PET. and the TI 994A, which I had long since traded it away at this stage. Now we've got January 1985. A bit further forward in time, we've lost a bit of weight again. A bit on the Hulk on the back there too, which is interesting. So I can't tell you. Oh, the terminal program for the Atari. I'm not 100% sure what caused me to buy this issue, but you never know at the time. On the next one is September 1985, and straight away we have an Amiga article on the front and there's an Atari ST ad on the back, so it would be related to one of those two machines. So a very nice array of with a little bit of spacing in them, so you've got a bit of history and everything like that. That I'll gradually flick through again and have a bit more of a look. So I think that's all of the other pickups for this month. And what I'll do is I'll intercede. I'll just have I now have the most number of arcade machines in my game room working at once now. The last one, in the reverse order, I got my sit-down Williams cocktail cabinet, which has multiple Williams games on it. I fixed the screen on that one. All that was wrong was the contrast pot was basically not working, and it was turned all the way down. I was actually basically fiddling with it, and then all of a sudden the contrast turned all the way up, and I realised what was happening, so I've given the contrast pot a good clean. And then I've slowly cranked down the colour values, because previous owner had turned up all of the neck colour values, so it ended up being quite oversaturated and fuzzy. I still believe it has a little way to go, but I find adjusting the neck values, you do it a little bit at a time and let the monitor settle, because sometimes you can overdo it, and it's you don't see it as an immediate effect. So the colours are probably still just a little bit oversaturated, but it's fantastic having that machine up and running. For a start, I love Moon Patrol, so I'll play Moon Patrol on that. I couldn't play Defender and Stargate on there because they were too dark, but the cabinet has this really good thing where you can flip the screen and sit on the other side, and you've got the two joystick controllers, and you can play Robotron 2084, so it's fantastic for that. And it's also got Berserk on it, and Quicks, which is really good fun. So it's actually a really good cocktail cabinet to have in the room that I play a few games on. I did pick up a cab via my friend Aaron as well, the same person who gave me the audio box. He actually gave me a Leisure and Allied Lowboy cabinet, which is actually quite a big cabinet. I've turned it into a Neo Geo cabinet. I put my one slot in there, and I've currently got the 161 in one in there, but I do have a few actual Neo Geo cartridges if I want to plug in one of the actual ones. I need to get a marquee for it that says Neo Geo. It is blue, not red, so I'll think about getting some of the Neo Geo stickers to put on the side and see what it looks like. I'm not intending on painting it because I like to keep it original and how it was made. But that's a very nice addition. It's actually very well suited to playing those type of games. Now, as far as the Neo Geo games, I'm not actually a big one-on-one fighting game person, but I really like most of the other games, especially the shoot-em-ups, but some of the brawlers as well. So, and it's just such a good cabinet to sit there and play those games, so I'm really happy with that. I bought a Game Elf at the same time because it didn't have very many horizontal things, horizontal Game Elf. The Game Elf is a bit, shall we say, average with its what it displays. I'm not sure what the emulation's like, but it's just, I'm a little bit low on horizontal boards that work at the moment. My Bosconian that's in the cabinet at the back, the main CPU's faulty at the moment, so I need to replace that. My other main horizontal board is Prehistoric Isle, and that one's not working at the moment, so I'm using some of these multis just for the moment. And I've adjusted a few of the monitors. Alright, next. So last thing we'll cover for this video is homebrew. So I have been doing lots of work on my homebrew titles. Sydney Hunter and the Caverns of Death, the NES, which has of course been going for a very long time. The game is completely playable all the way through, which I said last month. We've had another run through, a test run, and we really are down to the absolute nitty gritty in bugs now. This week I'm going to focus on getting all of the lava working, so when you collect particular objects it triggers the lava to start rising on the screen, so it makes you hurry up, and obviously the lava can kill you. There's just certain conditions where the lava stops working, actually when you die, and when there are certain sections of the game where we want the lava to go faster to give you a more sense of urgency and to make the game a little harder in those sections. But that is so close. And we actually had a second tester have a bit of a run through the guy that programmed the Super Nintendo version, just so he could see any major differences. Also this month I got my next title for the Z80 type machines, so that's the original Spectravideo, MSX and ColecoVision, is a collection of 3 titles called EA's 70s arcade classics, and one of those games, Lunar Rescue, I got running with sound on the original Spectravideo. It's playing really smoothly. Sounds are sounding pretty good. I mean, I may tweak some of the sound effects yet, and the game is playing really well. I've sent it off to a friend of mine, Mark, to give it a bit more of a play. And he's using a mister as well to see what the we wanted to see what the original Spectravideo core was like, and it worked really well for him. And he's just given me a couple of little gameplay tweak suggestions, and I've also realised rewatching the video of gameplay of the original arcade game, I've missed on, and it happens more often as you go further through the game, there's actually an asteroid that comes in diagonally across the screen at random intervals which you need to dodge. I haven't put that in yet, so I better do that. But other than that, that's really well. The other game on that title, which is Depth Charge, is completely finished and running on all 3 systems. I have versions of that running on all 3 systems, and I still need to, I'm quite finished off Stunt Cycle. Then I need to make a little selection menu with some graphics, and I haven't really designed the box art yet, but I need to have a go at that as well. So that title's getting very close, but I have been trying to focus on the Sydney Hunter. And my next title after that, which is Kangaroo, a really good platform game. I've dusted off my. I only made a prototype of that just to make sure I could get the graphics to work. I've just dusted that off and tidied it up, and getting it ready to be worked on next. So lots of homebrew activities. Oh, and one more. I did mention this last month, but I'm writing a new book called Programming Games for the NES. It's through a proper publisher called Manning, who publish a lot of educational books on various topics, a lot of modern topics, but they also do cover things for older systems as well. And they're very keen, and it's been a great experience working with a team of editors and proofreaders, and changing styles to fit the style of books they have. And it's progressing very well. We've got eight chapters now locked in, so more than halfway through the book, and it's looking very good. So that one, we're aiming for around September or October for that to be released, and enjoying the process. Now coming up, I have I have a box of parts here, mostly for the ColecoVision and Adam that's sitting over there that you'll see when I show you the arcade machines that I finally got out of storage. I'm going to try and restore that. I'm going to take my time, I'll video it as I go, and then I'll edit and put together videos. So I can't guarantee you'll see those in the next month. Also got another computer that only arrived yesterday. I need an accessory for it before I can use it. But it is related to the MSX and Spectravideo architecture, if that gives anybody any hints of what it is. But once again, I'll need a little bit of time to put that together. And other than that, I'll do some gameplays and things like that. Also got a spare television console off my friend Aaron as well, because mine suddenly it works, but all the colours are wrong, and I can't quite work out what that is. So I've got another spare television console to see how I'm going with that. And I might, when I adjust that and get that working, I'm going to get a I was only using RF for my old one, so I'm going to get a proper video mod for that one. So I might cover that in a video and play some television games. And of course, you know, it wouldn't be me if there wasn't an MSX or a Spectravideo gameplay during the month as well. Alright, I hope everybody out there is well and enjoying both their retro and modern games. I'm Electric Adventures. Thanks to all my subscribers. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you next time.